Hello and welcome to another literature review tutorial. In this video, we will go over a simple analytical framework that you can consider when doing, or at least when you are analyzing your information that you obtain from articles when you are doing a systemic literature review. So for our tutorial in this video, we will specifically talk about things that you can consider or factors that you can consider that will help you to begin to synthesize data and form a narrative synthesis when you are doing a literature review. So when conducting a narrative synthesis in a literature review, specifically in a systematic literature review, it is important to identify themes and trends which are essential for drawing meaningful conclusions. So we will go over some factors that you can use or that can help you to do this. And these are the following factors that we will discuss. Firstly is the famous PICO Framework. So this is a very useful tool that you can use. You can use that to extract data, and you can also use that to analyze your information or data that you obtain from the articles that you read. So once again, as a way of review, PICO stands for population, intervention, comparison, and outcome. So using the PICO framework, it can help you categorize studies based on key clinical or research questions. It can also help you identify trends in the types of population studies, in the interventions used, and health outcomes that are measured. So let's say, for example, when you are doing a review on diabetes intervention, the PICO framework can help reveal trends in effective treatments across different populations. So this is a very useful tool. Next is study design. So you can use study designs to analyze information or to group information that you obtain from the literature that you read, and you can use that to form an analytical framework to do your narrative synthesis. So for example, study designs are used to determine the level of evidence, and you can also use that to compare different results from different studies. So you can group studies together based on the study design and then link that to the health outcome of concern or that you are looking at, and then see if the study designs influence the conclusions. It can also help you identify patterns across different or various study designs. For example, you can compare experimental or observational, qualitative, or even mixed method studies that try to answer the same questions but are using different study designs. Okay, next one. Next factor you can think about is geography. So you can group studies or literature that you read under different geographical settings, and then see if you can see trends or themes that may begin to emerge. So for example, you can use geography to stratify the information to look at regional or country-specific variations in results and health outcomes. It can also help you to understand how contextual factors such as health policies, cultural influences that may impact study results. Number 4 is using a time frame, or in other words, chronological framework. So you can use a chronological framework and look at changes over time to identify evolutionary trends or changes in outcomes over time. It can also help you highlight shift in study methodologies or interventions or emerging issues over time. So this can be a very useful factor to consider. Number 5 is you can start looking at your data from a microscopic view to a microscopic view or perspective. So when you're using a macro to a micro perspective analysis, it can help you to look at issues from a broader global trends, which is macroscopic, then down to detailed context-specific insights, which are microscopic. It can also help you to connect changes or results at the policy level, and then you analyze the results or analyze your data down to the individual experiences. So this is another useful factor to consider. And then gender. So gender differences in study outcomes, methods, analytical tools or ways that may compare gender. So you can look at gender differences in the studies that you're analyzing. That's a very common one that you can use. Then number 7 is analytical methods. So analytical methods. So studies may use different analytical methods or tools to analyze their results, and you can categorize or stratify your information into various analytical methods and see if the outcomes differ or conclusions differ between different studies based on the analytical methods or tools that the studies used. It can be a very useful tool to use to analyze your information. So one of the things that you can, or the analytical methods can help you, is that it may reveal methodological trends and how different statistical or qualitative methods impact study findings. It can also help you to assess how or whether studies are comparable to each other based on the analytical methods that they used. And finally is using theoretical framework. Theoretical framework. So many of the public health studies or public health practice is rooted in various theoretical framework. So you can use the theoretical framework depending on your research question or research topic, and then stratify your information or summarize your information, and using the theoretical framework as the analytical lens or tool to see how your information look like. So to conclude, this is a simple analytical framework, or just pointers or factors that you can use to analyze your information or stratify information and begin to see trends or themes that may emerge from the articles that you read, and then later use that to form your narrative synthesis of your literature review. So by applying these factors systematically, a narrative synthesis can effectively identify emerging trends and themes and provide contextual insights, highlight gaps in the literature, and ultimately lead to a well-structured and meaningful synthesis of the literature that you are looking at. So thank you for watching. Please do share and like the video if it has helped you.